Bit on the chilly side for the moment, but I don't think it's going to stay that way for long. Now, I don't have grand plans this morning, but there is one thing I want to go check out. There's this old abandoned, I don't know, parking lot right adjacent to the Hagenberg Trail. The city has, or somebody has made it so that there's something called Friday night food trucks. So people can walk or bike, and I'm assuming drive there. And there will be food trucks there. People can eat and drink, I guess. So I want to go take a look at that. Whoops. Camera's getting a little independent. I want to go take a look at it. And like I said, it said it's a Friday night thing, so it's not like there's going to be anybody there. So hopefully that'll give us an opportunity to look it over, see what they've got in place. Yeah, Clinton, 13 Celsius sounds and feels about right. Except for with the wind, it might be a little bit more chilly than that. Dang it. I'm really getting sick and tired of being cold. I just want it to be warm. I think I'll get that wish though. This upcoming week is supposed to be pretty nice. Do you type something, Karsten? I see your name, but I don't see any text. Oof, cold. So yeah, it'll take us probably 5 minutes or so to get to that. Hold on, what the hell is this? Let's go check this out. There's new signage up on the Palladium. I knew that they went stupidly corporate and renamed this place. So who donated a bunch of money? Let's see here. It's no longer just the Palladium, it's now Payne and Mencia's Palladium. All right, don't know who that is, don't give a damn who that is. But I guess that's what we're doing now. If you got enough money, you slap your name of your institution onto buildings, huh? And also, like, the main sign for it out by the road says, I don't know, the Allied Solutions Center for the Arts or some bull stuffing like that. Ah, smiley face from Carson, okay. Maybe it just didn't show up because of my dark background on the chat display. Man, you guys, I am cold right now. What the hell? It looks beautiful out, but geez. There's just a chill. That's coming along. I think it's going to take an entire year, though, or more, for them to finish everything. Okay, it's not too busy yet, so I guess well, maybe it is. I don't know. It's just chaos. You got people walking on the bike path over there. Of course, this bike path gets treated as a ped and bike path. Oh, jeez. Of course, I guess the construction up here matters too. What university is this? This is not a university. This is a city. I got some people down here this morning. Not too many, we're still kind of early. People are still rolling out of bed. It's actually a wonder that I get through my routine and get out here by 9:30. Thanks for clearing that up, Clinton. Yeah, not a university. Somebody just released a quick like 8-10 minute video on Carmel last night on YouTube that was actually pretty decent. I'll have to look it up and tell you guys what channel it's on. It was pretty neat. I'm just going to be distracted here for a bit because there's a fair amount of people just standing on the path or walking various directions. Kids on bikes, all that fun stuff. Taking pictures of pretty trees. How late is it? It's early, Karsten. Just after 9:30. I have to get up in the morning, feed the cats, feed the turtle, let's see here, make the coffee, make my breakfast, eat my breakfast, drink some coffee, and then finish getting the rest of the bike ready and the streaming rig. That normally takes a little while. I don't do all the prep the day before like I probably should, but it's not too bad. It's just making sure everything's charged, got all the hardware, get all the cables plugged in, get the computer upstairs ready to go. Because everything from the stream gets sent to some cloud processing, then back to my house to the computer, where the computer does the bulk of the work, and then it sends it out to another cloud service, and then that cloud service sends it to YouTube. So, handful of steps involved before it gets to you guys. Did you, Clinton? It was like, I don't know, it's by some YouTube channel where the guy's, I think the guy's mascot is like a squirrel or something. If you know which one it is, you can throw the link to it in the chat if you feel like it. Up to you. But yeah, it just got released yesterday afternoon or something. So we're almost to where we're headed. My hands are icicles. This Monon needs to be twice as wide because it's honestly, in good weather, we hit critical mass to where it's just chaotic, sometimes dangerous with the way people act. Whether it's some cyclist going too fast or a pedestrian that decides, hey, I'm just going to dart into another lane without even checking the space around me. I'll check what it is as soon as we get here. We're here now, pretty much, to what I wanted to check out. It's this old parking lot. And so apparently on Friday nights, food trucks will now come here, I guess, through the summer. We'll go in there somehow. Looks like they had the main entrance blocked off, so as a bike, we'll just have to go down the curb. Oh yeah. Yeah, so here's the sign for it while I check my YouTube history. Oh, and I gotta send Bicycle Dutch a message and tell him, oh, hey, Will. Nice to see you here. I don't think I've seen you at a stream before. Thanks for showing up, buddy. Just checking out something that Carmel's doing to this useless old parking lot. Friday night food trucks. So Clinton, that video is called Why This City Replaced Every Intersection and It Worked. It's by Beaver Geography. So Beaver Geography. I was wrong. It's not a squirrel, it's a beaver. Hey, Alan. How are you? Have I seen you at a stream before? I don't know. I really got out of the habit of doing these things over winter, and I lost track of some of the people that show up. So yeah, I don't know. I guess this is better than... Hold on, let me catch up on chat really quick. What did Will say? Will said, I got out for a 4-mile ride this morning around 8:50 in Indy and got back just in time to catch this. Of course, didn't have to set up streaming rig or feed any pets. I think it'd be cool if somebody in Indy could set up something like this and do some live rides. Will, or are you the right person for that? Somebody surely is. Alan, good to have you here from Colorado. Geez, still early for you, isn't it? Adam Knott says, it's a toasty 56. Oh, that must be in the freedom units. Hey, Ronald. The weather here is looking beautiful, but still chilly. So yeah, they got these, what do you call those, like cable spools? Got them stained. Set up out here is tables for people to stand around and eat. But yeah, I guess the food trucks probably set up back here, I'm assuming. And then people can ride here via the Hagen Burke, which, I need a camera person, which connects to the Monon up there. Ah, crap, now I gotta get out of this thing. Oh, cool, there's a little ramp. I'll let you guys get the first-hand look at us going up the ramp. Will says, you're always welcome to come join me. I know, well, could we hurry up with that 86th Street Bridge? I know I'm making a mountain out of a molehill of crossing 86th Street, but damn it, I hate that. I hate that street. All right, there's a guy on a bike, upright bike. He's got purchases strapped to his rear rack. I'm guessing he was just at BJ's Wholesale. And he got there via the trail system. Let's just ride over there and I can show you guys how we get there. And I'll face the camera forward the whole time. What's Karsten saying? Is there a food truck drive though? Yeah, there is. They just had the gates for it shut. So yeah, I've been utilizing this route to go to this wholesale place to do a lot of my grocery shopping, and I've been working on the management there ever since I started going, maybe a month or two ago, to move their carts away from the bike rack. Because they have good bike parking, it's just all taken up by carts. And I'd say 95% of the route there is nice. But it's just this very last part where you have to cross a kind of an aggressive road to get right over to it that sucks.
Hello.
Hi. It and a lot of projects are in the works. Monon widening. Oh, speaking of Monon widening, not to cut myself off from reading your whole thing, Will, but there's this news story that popped up in my feed that, I don't know, it was titled like, residents having concerns over Monon widening. I think it even got posted to the Indie Reddit. And oh goodness, the commentary. I mean, I'm sure you can guess that a lot of them were, why are we spending money on this when we have so many potholes to fill? It was cringeworthy. I couldn't finish reading the stuff because yeah. And about that bridge. It's so great that it's gonna happen, but damn. Postponed to 2030? I mean, that's 5 years? Come on. Ronald, you're already up to 25? Nice. Well, for you guys though, that's getting a little warm. I know Bicycle Dutch tells me that normally anything around 24, 25, 26 is too warm. Alan says, yeah, it's early. About ready to go for a ride for a breakfast burrito? Oh, nice. Good idea. Excellent idea. I already had my breakfast, which was my every single day breakfast. Thick cut oatmeal, blueberries. Oh, pay attention through here. This is really pretty. Thick cut oatmeal, blueberries. Oh boy, flaxseed, chia, sprouted pumpkin seeds, cinnamon. What else? There's a handful of other things. It's a very healthy breakfast and I eat it every dang day. So I love this little bridge on the way there. Actually, we tend to get traffic on this, and since it's kind of tight, I better get out of the way a little bit. And hold on guys, I need to send Bicycle Dutch a WhatsApp. And see if he'll show up. Just send it. Or Ronald, you could go down and knock on his door. You know where he lives. Let me catch up here. Yeah, you need to acclimate now. I hear you, Ronald. David says, love the Hagenberg Trail, one of my favorites in Carmel. I like it too. We can actually ride down a little bit more of it after I show you how we get to BJ's. So we exit the Hagenberg here. And that takes us right up here. And actually there's Lowe's up here too. So if you need to go get some stuff from there, you can go to Lowe's. But yeah, this is a pretty chaotic road, honestly, with high-speed traffic. Oh shit, we better cross now, actually. So we'll stop here so we can look behind. So you guys see the crossing there? it kind of sucks. And, well, there's hardly any traffic right now, but like I said, it's early and it's a Sunday, but it can get pretty bad out here. This is definitely a place for, somebody more comfortable with discomfort to ride, unfortunately. And I've been hounding the city. They're supposed to, paint some crossing lines on that crossing, so whatever that'll do, right? But here we are at BJ's. Here's the curbside pickup for the lazy folks. And no, it's not just people with families or people with disabilities. It's mostly lazy people. But here's all the bike parking, and then it's taken up by carts. So I got them to clear that one row. I'd been bugging them about clearing the rest of that, and they just didn't get around to it. And finally I just said, how about this? Clear one row, let's call it good for now, and then you can figure out what to do with your carts later. And then they tried, oh, here's a cart corral with no carts in it, of course, because people are putting them over there. But then they tried to say, well, just park there. And then I had to try to educate them why that was horrible parking design. And they listened. They were very nice about it. And so far, working with them to get that parking cleared, it's been a good experience. They've been really nice and trying to help. And then, of course, there's Lowe's over there. So let's get the hell out of here. Oh, yeah. Take one last look at the cart parking and the bike parking. See, there's more bike parking there. And we'll face forward as we get out of here. Hey Petra, goedemorgen, or goedemiddag for you. Okay, I got a fair bit of traffic here, but I see a break in it. At least we have that roundabout there. Not that the design slows people down much, but I mean, just look at this. Kinda sucks. But still, it works. And it's been enabling to at least have this path come out here and give me the option. Bicycle Dutch, goedemiddag. Oh, you're out on your bike? Okay, Bicycle Dutch is out riding around, but just popping in via mobile to say hi. So let's continue this way on the Hagenberg and just kind of, I can just let you kind of see what it looks like. It's really pretty. Oh boy. And you guys will have to just forgive me if I get behind on chat or miss some of your messages. As I really get rolling in, which I think is awesome, and also y'all talk amongst yourselves. I'm still trying to pay attention out here because the trails are going to get busier, and well, I don't want to mow anybody down with my bike. And as I say that, there's not a single person around me. The trash hiker says that's the best Dutch G I've heard from a native English speaker. Dankjewel. I'm trying. I'm tall enough and I'd say skinny enough and decent enough at a few words in Dutch to get mistaken for Dutch when I'm in the Netherlands. I take it as a compliment. Anything I can do to hide the fact that I'm from the US is great. I may have taken a wrong turn. Oh yeah, I don't know. I think there's another way I can go. I just don't go out this way so much. And okay, so yeah, this dumps you at a Strode, which I'll show you. There's places over there that people want to go. There's restaurants. Actually, over there is where I get my hair cut, but I have to cross right down there at that light, and it just sucks. Again, it's very dangerous. And then you can see the multi-use path goes that way for a long way, so it connects to neighborhoods, and it helps people get over here to the trail network and head into Carmel, or go to Indianapolis, or go to Westfield, or go to Noblesville. It takes knowledge to ride around here, but we have a path network. It's pretty cool. Not things that you think of when you think of, I was gonna say central Indiana, but hell, Indiana. You just don't think, oh yeah, bike network. Nope, you don't. And let's see here. Just trying to get caught up. David says that 146 trail is the way I go home. Okay. Oh boy. The air is heavy with pollen, I can tell, and I'm going to be suffering from this one. I can tell this ride is going to beat the hell out of me. Where should we go now? Should we go? I thought about riding over to the village of West Clay today, but I kind of feel like if I'm going to do that, I need to be set on it from the get-go, like the start of the stream. So going now would be a bit much. So we'll do that another day. Hey, Jacob Bax. Goedemiddag. Or wait, Jacob, where are you? What country are you in? I know that's a stupid question. I swear I thought you were in the Netherlands. Ha ha ha. You guys want to look forward rather than looking at me. Will asks, have you ridden the new Monon extension in Sheridan yet? Will, I really want to ride there. So, this is pretty pathetic, but since I moved to Carmel in 2021, I really haven't went beyond Westfield. I'm very much I need to have a purpose to my ride outside of recreation. Like I need to be going somewhere to accomplish something like shopping or going out to eat or whatever. And I haven't really went past Westfield, but I want to do a stream actually where we just ride from Carmel all the way to where it ends in Sheridan, or at least where I thought it ended in Sheridan, and back. So that's on my plate, but it would be an hour one way and then an hour back. I hate long distance rides, but I think it'd be all right. I've ridden to Noblesville on the stream live. Rode to Noblesville to put in my wife and I's absentee votes last November to drop them off at the courthouse. Netherlands, yes? Okay, thank you, Jacob, for confirming. We got another Dutchie. Hoi. Hoi. Don't you say that in the south? South of the Netherlands? Just get a slice from every Greeks on the Monon. And that'll give the purpose, huh? Okay. You probably know better than I do, so I take your word for it, and I will keep that in mind. Let's, yeah, let's just keep going back, keep going back this way, I guess. I'm trying to think where it would be less congested, but what's really worth riding to, you know? It's finally getting nicer out, a little bit warmer. David says you've ridden to Potter's Bridge in Noblesville. I wonder if I have. Ronald says all this riding's making him thirsty. He's getting a beer. It's too early for that here. Well, I don't drink anymore, but let's go this way, I guess. This is still, no, this is the Greyhound Trail. Which I think comes out near a school, near the Carmel High School. Or maybe a sports complex for the school. Absolutely blows my mind how much money the Carmel schools have. Like, I don't want to say it's too much because that'd piss people off, but I think they're satiated in money. I did not go to a school like this. My high school, for example, had like 300 people in it total. And my class had, I don't know, 70, 75 people, something like that. I can't imagine going to a school this big. I don't think it would be very fun. Okay, now we're getting into territory I'm not as familiar with. This crossing seems like it could be a hell of a lot better. Ooh. I see a nice looking bridge I don't think I've seen before. Let's take a look at this. It doesn't take much of an investment to make a nice looking bridge for active transportation. I mean, this seems nice to me. Nice-ish. Right? Runs over a nice little creek. I think I see where this goes. Yeah, Clinton says Carmel High School has 5,200 students. That just sounds horrible to me. I thought my school of 300 people was big back in the day. Aha, okay, I see where this is. Let's go cut through this neighborhood instead of going straight. I'm gonna turn my assistance level up because I want to. Basically just a single family home neighborhood. Surprise, surprise, right? The houses aren't bad. I was gonna say they're modest, or modestly sized, but some are and some aren't. I like this house because of its porch mainly. I just wouldn't want to heat and cool it. Let's see here. Oh yeah, let's stop by downtown. Of course, where I'm going, there's no bike lanes. But I want to point out a cafe I went to the other day with a local friend that apparently used to be an old bank. Or, I don't know. Old is relative. It used to be a bank. And now it's a cafe. Let's see here. Yeah, isn't it great how Carmel has all this great infrastructure until you get to Main Street. And then you get to Main Street and it just sucks. Like here we are on Main Street and it's just a traffic sewer. So it's that place on the corner, Bova Conti, and this area, this road, or I'm sorry, this street area is just freaking ridiculous. It's very chaotic and car oriented, and it should definitely be redone for people. This is one of Carmel's biggest infrastructure letdowns. They really shit the bed on this one.
It's dope, dude.
Thanks. Isn't he a little old to say that's dope, dude? Or am I old for commenting that on it? It was a compliment. Just take the compliment, Brandon. Shut the heck up. So let's get back to the Monon. There's another nice bakery here called, where the hell is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh yeah, right there. I don't know how to say that name, but it's really good. All right, let's get on the Monon. Actually, let's take a break for me to eat a cookie. And while I eat my cookie, you guys can watch this crossing. How about that? This is Monon in Maine. Actually, the view behind me is better. You like that? And then over here is what the heck's that called? Anthony's Steakhouse. I see a lady in there with a harp, a full-size harp. Guess there's gonna be harp music later. Love these trees. These trees were not that big whenever I moved here, and I think there's an underground irrigation system, and they've really shot up. All right. I've got molasses cookies, if you want to look at one. The other night I was laying in bed and I got curious, like, what was the average, like, type of, food and whatnot people had through a week living in the 1920s as like an average American in the US. And I wound up reading about how molasses cookies were pretty common. So I looked up a 1920s recipe for molasses cookies, grabbed the ingredients, made some myself, and they're really good. See? They're still moist, they're soft. It's very quiet down here right now. Check chat. Do you get the recipe? I mean, it's just something you can kind of go look up online. It's not like I have a special one. Just try to look up, an authentic molasses cookie recipe from the early 1900s. A very simple ingredient list, very simple to make, very fast to bake. I can't believe there's hardly anybody down here. Are we gonna have to cycle further that way to go people watch? Hey Will, are you still here? Or did you hop off? Yeah, there's a grocery getter with one man in it who was also on his phone holding it up to his face because clearly the technology doesn't exist in. Oh my God, don't wave. I hate the grateful wave. Here come some people on bikes, finally. Will, you're still here? I just wanted to say thanks for having a presence on Blue Sky. I like the stuff you put out, and I wish more people from Indy would show up and post more media and get a bigger presence going. It's the place to be. But I'm glad you're there doing your thing. Oh man, I hate to see that. Scared to cross, hops off the bike to cross, hops back on. That's the type of shit that keeps people off of bikes. Because you know what? Not everybody can hop off and walk. I tell you what. All right, let's just go down a little bit further. Oh, Jesus H. Look at this horse crap. Loser. Don't wave. Oh, and she's got a phone in her hand behind the wheel of her mid-sized SUV because that Facebook message just can't wait. Let's see this guy. All right. Wow. The cyclists don't give a shit. They just blast on through. All right. Let's ride down towards Midtown. Maybe there's more people. Michael says last night was crazy on the Monon. Yeah, that's half the reason I canceled my stream last night. I don't like being out doing this whenever it's crazy. This bike gets too much attention as is. It's even worse whenever you've got a tripod, a camera, and an iPad visible to everybody as well. I don't like that. Okay. Yeah, we'll go down here to Midtown. Oh, I didn't. Whoops. Go down here to Midtown, see if there's people hanging out. And then I might eat my other cookie. It's finally nice out. I'm no longer cold. Oh yeah, there's more people down here. This would be a good place to stop and eat a cookie, I think. Here, we'll just sneak in here. All right. Let me catch up on what's been said here. Michael, your day's been ruined by seeing a Cybertruck. Join the club. Will says, thank you. Certainly better for my sanity in the site formerly known as Twitter. I get you. Yeah. So glad I left that place. The Trash Hiker says, have you heard about the problems fat bikes give here in the Netherlands? Yes, absolutely. I was gonna go on Not Just Bikes podcast, but I canceled. We're gonna redo it again sometime. And that was gonna be one of the topics we were gonna discuss. But we just haven't gotten back around to it. Or should I say, I haven't reached out and arranged for it yet. But yeah, I know they are causing a huge problem there. There's restaurants over there. Housing on top. And there's already people over there dining outside. Maybe you can see that, maybe you can't. And you can see over there, there's bike parking. People have biked here as well. And then people hang out over there too. My cord's starting to get. Yeah, this person's going way too fast. These damn motorists need to chill the hell out. I'll point you guys towards the restaurants. Oh, we got some nice bike parking here, which normally on like a Friday night, Saturday night, even Thursday nights in the summer, it's completely full. You can't fit a single bike in there. Completely full. Now you see the dining over there, a little bit better. What are they walking, a cat or a dog? Whatever it was tiny. I love seeing things like that. Jeff said, I did enjoy the last time you were on Jason's podcast. Yeah, it was an okay episode, but we didn't really talk about much. He just kind of wanted me to come on and, I don't know, talk about how I got Netherlands pilled back in 2017. And I first got acquainted with Jason, I think in 2018. He shows up here sometimes. But yeah, we'll have to arrange that and do another episode together. All right, I've had my cookies, now we can... Actually, you guys want to go to the top of this parking garage and look down? I haven't done that in a while. Let's do that. Let's go to the top of the parking garage. We'll go to the top of the parking garage. I'll take the camera off the tripod, and then we'll peek down on the infrastructure. No, I don't normally lose signal, I don't think, Clinton. Here we go, going up. This is the steepest part right here. All right. Can turn the camera around and you can watch me pedal. Now I can read chat easier. I don't have the sun blasting down on my iPad screen. I think we got 2 more floors to go. We're on level 3 now. One more level, I think. Oh no. One more after this. It's as if we have enough free parking, huh? Almost enough, you know, to maybe remove street parking. Hint, hint. We pay tens of millions of dollars to have these parking garages, but we still line our streets with street parking because it'd be asking too much for some people to walk. Here we are. All right, we're at the top. Me and the birds. So we'll go peek over this side. Let's see here. Yeah, let's peek over this side. First, I gotta remove you guys from the tripod. So just a minute. There we go. Gotta pull the slack on this. I can also show you guys what's going on. So that's what it looks like. You can see the iPad there, or I can read chat. Got my Bosch controller there, a little drink, phone. Anyway, all right, here we are. So there's Midtown. Oops. All right. Oh, there we go. There's somebody biking with kids. Somebody crossing on a bike. Can't miss that. And now we'll go look at the other side. Hold on. Gotta attach it to the tripod really quick. Yeah, Jacob, that's one of the live view cameras, but actually they took them all offline, as in like off the city's YouTube channel. And I contacted them and they said it was some privacy security bullshit thing, which sucks. Because I used those to, you know, see if something was going on downtown or check the weather, get a view of the skies, but nope, not anymore. All right, get you guys off of here again. Here we are. I can't wait till they start to develop that. I've been wondering about that big open area since I moved here. But so far I see no action. That's going to be really vital to get that done. Not unlike the dude's rug, it'll really tie the room together. But yeah, it's as if we shouldn't let cars drive through here, huh? Because you see people still flock to the crossings, right? For the most part, and then they look around kind of like scared animals. It should just be, hi bird, pedestrianized. In my opinion. Let's follow this person on a bike. What will they do when they get there? Good. This pigeon's talking to us, by the way. Hi, how are you? Hi, pigeon. You're pretty. Pretty pigeon. Let's follow some more people on bikes. Ah, man, you won't be able to see it, but that bike has a basket on the rear rack with a dog in it. That's cool. All right. We're just on the top deck of a parking garage. Real beautiful, huh? Let's go over there. I don't think I've actually went over there. See what we can see from there. Get you secured back on the tripod. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, let's go see if we can see anything else. I don't think we can. Yeah, there's certainly a lot of parking here, though. This is an odd deck. What can we see from here? Nothing. Nothing worthwhile. Let me go down a floor or two, and we can peek out the side on the east side. And I'm a bit disconnected from chat at the moment while I ride through the parking garage, so y'all talk amongst yourselves. Let me see, do we have a good, yeah, we got a good view of a roundabout there. Besides, I gotta fix the camera anyway, so I gotta take it off. Gotta turn that back that way. So yeah, there's a roundabout over there. That one's not bad, I like that one. It's much calmer. They did a decent job on the design there. All this really needs to be redeveloped. This is bad land use. But I'm quite sure it's on the city's radar. This just needs to be the dense, beautiful stuff that we have back on the other side. All right, let me see here. Wait, like this? No. Trying to figure out which way I liked my tripod. This way? Maybe? I guess that way. Just getting you tightened down, and then we're gonna get out of this parking garage. There we go. All right. Let's get out of here. Especially before we lose signal. You don't have to pedal down. You just gotta screech your brakes. Oh, shite. Well, I think a good stream would be to come ride the cultural trail through Indy. I think all of Indy should look like the cultural trail. It's like city leadership can't claim they don't know how to design active infrastructure with the existence of the cultural trail being right there. So beautiful. Jacob, my weather command is not working anymore. I need to look into that. I probably won't, but but I need to. All right, we're almost to the bottom. Okay, we're here. Finally. Oh. Let's go down here and look at this new building. I haven't really looked very closely at it. Sell your Tesla. Yeah, so somebody told me about this. We got a new building here, and we got 2 bike racks. 2 bike racks. So potentially parking for 4 bikes. And then out here we've got parking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This guy's idling. 6, 7, 8 cars. So this is the space that 8 cars takes up. And then this is the space that potentially 4 bikes, if they were tiny 10 speeds, would take up. And another 4 bikes. But we all know that you can't get 4 bikes in there. With all this space, why did they put those racks so close together? Yeah, thanks, Nicomo. It's took a bunch of work to get a system this stable, and I had to buy this camera. I got shipped over from Kyiv in Ukraine. Let's see here. Let's go visit something that got a bunch of traction on Blue Sky yesterday. Wow, that Tesla just blew a stop sign. Surprise, surprise. The planter protected bike lane. Let's go take a look at that. And while we're en route to there, we can look at this new piece of infrastructure they put in that does not inhibit emergency vehicles or large delivery trucks, but does divert and control traffic properly. It's going to be a little hard to see. It's a bit oddly shaped, but it's right here. In lieu of a full-size roundabout, we've got this. You can watch that person transit it. Cool, huh? Cool. Bunch of sidewalks closed because of, that's one lane, dummies. Because of all that construction on the other side. A trash hiker, you should be shamed. I saw that you're studying for car theory, whatever the hell that is. I have a theory about cars. I also have a theory that this roundabout is trash. It's too big. Okay, we gotta cross here. Will this car notice us? Yes, everybody notices the urban arrow. Thankfully. Here we are at the Rangeline Road planter protected bike lane. And yes, we will stop and take a look at the flowers. A local controversy whenever it went in place. Residents got mad and lost their minds at the price tag of each planter being $3,000. Yet they don't bat an eye at spending tens of millions of dollars on car infrastructure. So every season they do flowers for the planters, even in winter. And the city maintains them, they water them. A landscaping company swaps out seasonally appropriate flowers. So I guess these are our spring flowers. Spring and summer flowers. And these planters are heavy, they are steel. So if and when a motorist hits them, it will be a problem for them. Very much a problem for them, which is how it's supposed to be. Infrastructure is supposed to be forgiving to people outside of cars, but have consequences for reckless and inattentive motorists in cars. Damn. Let's cross here. Sucks that's how you have to do it, but that's how you have to do it. We'll go get on the Monon and ride south a little bit. How about that? Probably gonna be busy with people. But now in all this shade, I can read chat easier. We got exercise class going on today. Further inside. They're still trying to fix the outside. The tornado really tore it up. Tornado really tore up that building whenever it hit. That tornado also went through my neighborhood. I was huddled in a closet with our cats and my turtle. Hated it. That dog getting into the other lane isn't great. Thanks, sir. That's our parks department out doing their rounds this morning. Yes, on a Sunday. Probably cleaning bathrooms, emptying out trash bins, keeping the trail clean and safe for everybody. I think they work every day. Yeah, I've seen those things before. I don't know if you guys could see that or not. Bicycle Dutch is back home. Did you miss much? No, you didn't, Mark. We went to the top of the parking garage and looked down on Monon Boulevard. That was about it. Yep, Mark, whenever we finally get rid of the dictatorship, you'll have to come back and visit. Here we're coming upon the nature preserve, Monon Community Center. We can go around and through it. So this community center is where our gym is. It's where we go to the gym. Gym's over on that side, but it's a big building. And if we keep going that way for about 45 minutes, we'll get to where Will is in Indianapolis. But Will, if you're still here, we're not going that far. We're gonna go right around the nature preserve thing here. EJ Bill says he's moving to Pittsburgh and looking forward to living somewhere walkable and with a vote that counts. Well, I hope that's true. I hope you get that. I don't know much about Pittsburgh or Pennsylvania for that matter. What I do know is I like this roundabout. Small, it's Jesus rabbit. A rabbit just darted out in front of us as I was trying to do camera work. But that's the good thing about being on a bike. Is you can brake easily and not kill your local wildlife. Let's go here. Let's see here. Nope, don't want to go that direction. There we go. Ah, it's quiet out here. Not that we were anywhere loud, but let's see if the boardwalk is full of people or not. And if not, you can go right on it. There's probably too many people. Dang it. I don't like to ride on the boardwalk when there's a bunch of people walking on it because, well, I don't want to be a jackass. Let's go see what's going on up here at the playground. Looks like there's a lot of people here. The parking ground. By the way, for those of you who've watched the stream for a while, I'm thinking about loading up and going back and visiting Arthur, Illinois again and riding around with the Amish. For those that missed that, that's like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 episodes ago. But I really want to go do that again. Oh, there's plenty of people that rode their bikes here. That's cool. So yeah, I would just need to rent a minivan, jam the Urban Arrow in it, grab a hotel down in central Illinois, or over in central Illinois, and go. What's going on here? Oh, Jacob, I didn't hit that bunny. Hi, squirrel. How are you? I probably would have laid down in traffic if I'd hit that rabbit. Nothing hurts me more than seeing our wildlife suffer on our roadways. I hate that. Yeah, Bicycle Dutch. So what I'm waiting on is they're still kind of finishing up planting right now, crop planting. So I want to get some emergence of the corn and soybeans, so it greens it up a little bit, and that'll make the ride video a little bit prettier. So I might start looking harder at it in a few weeks. Clinton, did you post the link to it? Is that what that link is? Thank you. I think I was just talking about the ride with the Amish. I think Clinton just posted that link in chat to that video. And that was pretty good. That was actually before I got the settings dialed in here to have even higher quality video. So it was good, but not as good as this. But that's also me being super picky. What the hell was that? It's still worth scrubbing through. Check it out. Look for traffic. I see no traffic. Oh boy. Let me stop here and get a drink of water. All right. Let's go back into Carmel. We'll go to the Palladium. Oh, I know what we need to go take a look at. There's a lot of dog poop on the trail this morning. Dog parents need to be picking that up. Boy, the cyclists don't brake for anything. They just blast on through. I want to go check the progress of that, what looks like commercial and residential building, kind of between the Palladium and Midtown, or adjacent of Midtown. to the west. That's been coming along pretty good. We've ridden almost 20 kilometers this morning. Hey Karsten, if you're still here, here's one of those pedal, or no, not a pedal trike, but it's the where you pedal it with your arms. A hand bike, yes. Exactly that. I see those occasionally around here. The one we saw back there, Bicycle Dutch, I don't believe it was e-assist. I'm sure those exist though for the hand bikes. I bet that is tough to climb those bridges though. If you've got $1.2 million, you can come buy one of these houses. I don't. But it's trail-facing housing. So let's go cut through here. I don't like the fact that they renamed this, but I do like the font and the lettering. The physical lettering. Pretty nice. Here's the band. They never stop playing. Here's my favorite piece of roundabout art, or no, not one of my favorites anyway. But it only really looks beautiful after dark. Yeah, so look. Ugh. The Allied Solutions Center for the Performing Arts. The corporatization of everything just makes me want to vomit. Why can't we just have names for places that are just neat names and not, you know, State Farm Arena or some crap like that? All right. Good thing about being on a bike is we can go cut through this area. Will says lots of new trail-oriented development along the Monon and Indy, especially along the stretch between Summerland and 13th. Good. I'm guessing that like here, it's, you know, extremely expensive, but the way I look at it is, I guess I would just rather that it exist than not, right? Oh crap, I think even I'm kind of trapped here. Boy, they really made this difficult. I had to get off the bike. All right, let's hop this curb. Let's avoid that nail. We could have went there a lot easier way than what I just chose. All right. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. So there you can kind of see it over this building. Wow, long way to go, but it looks like it's gonna be nice. We still have all this land that needs to be redeveloped. So nice that we're working on it. Anyway, let's go take a peek at this. So it's this place on the right. Yeah, that's gonna be a boatload of housing. And that's the other thing that Carmel's been doing well that a lot of people don't talk about is they're building a ton of condominiums, townhouses, and apartments in the core. So we are really trying to build in rather than out. And they deserve credit for that. Let's hop up in here. Oh, shite. See the back side of this. All right, I've never been over here, so interesting. Let's see here. Street sucks. Oh God. I'm sure that'll be one of the last things they redo here, though, before they open this up, is repave the street. I forgot to show some of you guys the streaming rig when I had the camera off the tripod that maybe haven't seen it before. I can maybe do that before we shut it down. Will, I don't know if you'd be one that would want to see that. Yeah, so that's going to be commercial as well. Commercial on this side, residential on the other. And then it ties right in here to the core development of Midtown and the Monon. And again, we have all these parking garages, but we have all this street parking. Well, there's a lot of people down here now. What the hell? Looks like there's gonna be some sort of protest over there. I'm really not in the mood to be part of it. I don't really care what it is. So yeah, let's go back to the Palladium. I'll take the camera off the tripod, show you the streaming rig for those that are interested in seeing it who have not seen it before. And then I think we'll end the stream. Carson says, when will Carmel hit 200,000 people? Oh, Lord. I couldn't even register a guess at that. I have no idea. I mean, I think we're barely at 100,000 now, right? But up from like 30,000 in the 90s, I believe. Look at all those pavers and bricks. Hell yeah. That's for all the development happening on the other side of that fence. I hear a fire truck. Let's check this out. You guys like this bike parking area? Beautiful, huh? Right by the public restrooms there. Family restrooms, handicap accessible. Let's see if we can get out here. I don't know. Try. I know I didn't go to the Palladium like I said I would. You don't know how roundabouts work? Dopey. Or you don't know how just yielding to anything with wheels works. Here, we'll go. Where will we go? We'll go chaotic is what we'll do. I hate how this sidewalk situation goes. It's exactly like you're seeing here. Also, we can have some street parking when there's a perfectly good underground garage to all the building on our left. This is a really bad sidewalk. If you've got mobility issues, you do not want to be on this sidewalk. Yeah, we'll chill out around here and I'll show you the streaming rig. Oof. All right. First I gotta pull the, no. I'll just pull the camera off. Jesus Christ. Slow the fuck down. Yeah, so this roundabout needs to be tighter. It allows for super reckless driving. Like, people don't slow down. There's kids over there on a electric bike trying to cross. People don't stop and let them go. because the design of the roundabout doesn't allow them to stop without getting rear-ended by some inattentive, overly aggressive jerk-off behind them. Language warning. But there they go. Alright. Anyway, back to what we were doing. Oh yeah, so the streaming rig is inside of there. You can see the tripod that the camera sits on. Pull the Urban Arrow cover off. There we go. It's down in here. So you can see one modem, two modems. This is powering the camera. There's the microphone receiver. And this is the computer that does encoding and hooks into the modems, hooks into the microphone receiver, ties it all together. And then I got a big battery here, which is powering everything. The computer, it's charging the modems, even though the modems have their own batteries. And then it's plugged in right there. And then these two cords go to the camera. One's power, the other's HDMI. And of course that goes into the computer. There. So yeah, it all just fits inside of that bag. And the camera goes on the tripod. And then I see all of chat here on the iPad. So that's how it works. Let's see here. Put you guys back on the tripod. Put the cover back on the Urban Arrow. So that's that. And Jacob says, is that a Bella box? Well, Jacob, the computer is a Orange Pi 5 something. It's been a while since I ordered it. But the software in it is Bella Box. It's by Bella Box, and I pay a subscription monthly for the Bella Box service, which is the bonder, right? So because I have two modems, this stream is going out via Visible, which is by Verizon, and Cricket, which is by AT&T. And so it's sending the stream out twice to Bella Box, and the Bella Box is bonding it together into one high quality stream, so that way if bandwidth on one goes down, but one holds, and they kind of go up and down, it bonds it all together in one high quality stream. From that bonding, then it gets sent back to my house, to my MacBook, where I have OBS running, where I have my overlays and all that type of stuff, the things you see on the screen. That takes it, processes it some more, and then sends it to a cloud service called Restream. And Restream is what I'm using to, from Restream you can send your stream to multiple sources, but I only send it to YouTube. But I use Restream because they give me this nice chat function, which lets me see everybody's chat messages, your little icons, your names. Now, if I sent this to multiple places like Twitch, YouTube, back in the day I was able to send it to Twitter whenever you could stream there for free. Restream sends it to all those sources for you, so you don't have to do things individually. And then all those different sources, if somebody's watching from there, and let's say a person on Twitch or a person on old Twitter typed in a message to you, to your stream, it brings all of those chat messages from all the different platforms and dumps them into this nicely displayed chat window by Restream so that I can see where everybody's commenting from. And it also would put like a little icon, you know, if it was from Twitter, it would put the bird, you know, or it puts the YouTube icon or the Twitch icon, so you can see where people are commenting from. So yeah, Restream gets it, and then in this case, because I'm only sending to YouTube, Restream sends it to YouTube, and then it comes to you. So if that explains it, there's a lot there. Jack says, does Bike Curious use 2 or 3 modems? Bike Curious uses a different service now. He used to use something just like this because John from Bike Curious is who helped me get my setup going as far as the knowing what hardware to buy and how to set up the software. He used to do this, but now, because he actually makes money with his stream, I do not. He pays for a service that's a little bit simpler, but I don't know how many modems he uses. Of course, 2. You can never use just one, otherwise you're asking for problems. I think he just uses 2. Luis says, all that effort really shows how much you love us. Well, I think this is fun. To keep this running, whether I'm using it or not, costs about $100 a month to maintain all of these services. So it's expensive. Fortunately, I can afford it. But I think it's enjoyable because right now, you know, there's people from Indianapolis, the Netherlands, Germany. I have people from Finland. I mean, people from all over pop in and watch this. And it's not about having a crowd of hundreds of people watching at once, but, you know, what do we got right now? We got 25 people. That's cool. That means there's 25 of you enjoying this wherever you are, right? And I think that's nice. I wish more people did this, especially with the world how it is today, right? The world sucks. It's chaotic. Everything on TV sucks. So if we can put out some more fun and interesting things like this, if you think this is interesting, then why not? So that's why I do it. I want to give people options for something fun that's not doomer. Cool. Steve asks, how much delay is there from real time? I've tested this before, and you can tweak some settings to make it a little bit longer or a little bit shorter. However, those will affect the rendering quality. We might be looking at maybe 10 seconds delay here. I've had it shorter than that before, and I've had it take somewhere around 13, 14, 15 seconds before, but I think on average we're looking at about 10 seconds. I mean, if anybody wants to test, the last message I see is from Jack that says cool. So upon hearing this, just send a message that says test. Type out test, hit send. I'll tell you whenever I see the first message that says that, and then one of you can chime in how long you thought that took, if you want to do that. So I'll wait. Somebody try it and count how long it took. Jack D, test. That was the first one. Clinton, test. Yeah, Jacob, you're right. Especially whenever you get so many people watching the stream, chat gets so crazy that participating in it with what defeat test, you know, it's not fun. So smaller communities are a bit better, I think. So Clinton says about 10 seconds. Jack said about 10 seconds. So yeah, we're looking at 10 seconds latency, and I think that's pretty good. especially given all the processing and the places that this needs to travel in order to go from me through all those hurdles and then to you. 10 seconds seems pretty dang good. Let's see how easy this person can cross. Good for them. They're a seasoned pedestrian. They just walk. Love it. Steve says that's not bad. If there's too much delay, then it's hard to comment. Yeah, but I think 10 seconds does a pretty good job. I love the way that person crossed the crosswalk. Just like, I'm a pedestrian, these are my streets, you will stop. Love it. That's how I do it. Anyway, I have to go that way. So how about I just take you guys with me? Men in cars, I swear to God. We'll go down the planter protected bike lane and then we'll end the stream at the end of the planter protected bike lane. How about that? Let's see here, who's gonna stop for me and who isn't? So let's ride down the planter protected bike lane. And this truck is not looking right. They're guaranteed only looking left. And they gave me the sorry I almost killed you wave. These road diets do cause that problem. People only look left and they don't look right. Happens all the time. It's about time for second breakfast for me. Been out here burning calories. What the hell? A BMW had a front German plate and then a rear Indiana plate. I don't know how that's legal around here. It shouldn't be. Okay, everybody, thanks for coming by. I hope you had a nice ride with me on the Sunday morning. It's nice and warm now, I'm not freezing. But that BMW just went that way, like this, scrolling their phone. Tell you, Clinton, you need first breakfast. Holy crap, it's almost noon, dude. Okay, everybody, glad you all tuned in. Thanks for participating in the chat. You made it fun that way. See you next time, maybe, hopefully. And now I have to pull up another screen, and this is where I type in ending, and then when I hit I just watched some jackass drive in the bike lane. Anyway, I typed in ending to my control screen, and as soon as I hit enter, you'll see the ending screen. Just explaining a little bit more about how it works. And then I'll let that go for 5-10 seconds, then I'll type in stop, and it'll kill the stream. See y'all later, have a good Sunday. Enter.